Hi, Chris here. I'm an interesting person. I know I'm an interesting person. I know I'll be interesting. Like, here's kind of the thing, this is like the dirty secret. The people that the future will respect are never respected during their time, not normally. Normally, it's like they have trouble, I think. Nah, there's a lot of famous people who are just famous forever. People will always care who they were because they were famous. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking about my game. Thinking about a lot of stuff. I was laughing about the law. The law is so funny. Yeah, I'll make a video quick about the law, and then I'll make a video about the. So here's the basic philosophical issue with the law. You can't tell me what not to think about, and you're a human being. Any human being with agency is the highest authority that exists on earth. And so the Bible is the source of the law, which is a hoax. The Bible says Earth history is way way shorter than it is, and it gives a timeline to the original people. Well, we don't need to know that it's made up. It's a creation myth. A person like me said, trust me, bro, and concocted a story, and it got believed as true. But the Bible is not real. The Bible is not. The histories in the Bible past a certain point are completely cloudy conjecture. They have nothing to do with reality at all past their time of authorship. So it's an issue because the Bible is the sole space for the law. Is the Bible says you'll follow the law of God. Well, if you notice, it genitally mutilates men at the time of the law. And so the Bible was humans being fed up with men, being fed up with people. They said, we're going to get to every man when he's a baby, and we're going to stop his testosterone fueled. It's so funny. Like there's this huge guy, this huge buff looking guy, right? And all these guys are like, I could kick his ass, I could kick his ass. And I see it in like monkey enclosures too. You have like the men want to fight it out. It's like really sad because as a man, it's Vladimir Putin said it best, to the men war. No man is going to give you a girl ever. No man is going to let you be with a woman. As soon as he has an opportunity, he's going to make himself better than him, and he's going to try to take his woman. It's like physical mechanics. It's been around since single cells. They're never going to stop doing that. All the rules of geometry come first. Object and space and orientation, right? You have the woman, someone else doesn't. It doesn't matter how you get her. You just have to have her. And so this has been my observation as men. Men are liars. Men are backstabbers. No man is a man's friend. Ever. Not ever. It never happened, not once. Gay is an adaptation. Purely, it is a man is willing to sacrifice his honor and integrity in society just to get close to the womb, just to get close to a proper female. And women, they know that their value is as long as they could be gotten. So yeah, right now it's economic. You'll have guys who are really like below average, terrible guys, but they have money, and so right now they are thousands of times better. But yeah, men are all cutthroat. I, as a man, cannot say anything on a man's page without him dismissing me and one-upping me and making me wrong somehow, unless we're in an allegiance somehow, you know what I mean? Unless there's some sort of orientation. But yeah, just almost all of them are automatically outright competitive with other men. You're not good enough for them. You don't make sense. You're not, and it's kind of sad because it's Bill Gates' internet, right? I don't have the contrasting force of single women on the internet because it's corralled, it's gated. They know who those are and they put them towards certain people. And so it really is like a nasty sort of cuck fight. But yeah, I'm totally hating on the guys with chicks, and that's all I get is I get chicks that already have guys. 100%, all of them are that way. And the reason why is the single ones are fucking taken up by the fucking app developers. They're taken up by Bill Gates. They are. He's said he's done this. This is not me being paranoid. If you're online, if you're a man online, you are gated by programmers because they don't want the good chicks to get taken. It is 100% beginning to end. That's going on. That's a fact. That is an undeniable fact. There is no openness to it. The AI looks at you and knows exactly who you are. It knows your life situation. It knows everything about you. And there is a searchable, queryable criteria where all the good chicks are going toward a small number of basically programmers. People who got in on the tech scene early. I swear to God this is going on. That's a fact. So, yeah. And I started cluing in when I was like, I'm meeting women in real life, but I've been online for 30 years and I've never met a woman online. I've been online for 30 years and I've never met a woman online. Excuse you? That's Bill Gates' internet. That's Bill Gates' internet. I've met women in real life. I've met awesome women in real life, right? Not on Bill Gates' internet. Not possible. So anyway. Yeah, they suck. But anyway, I knew growing up, like, yeah, talk about sex games. I talk about that a lot. Like, in the neighborhood, there were two really good girls, Shannon and Lauren. Oh my God, they were awesome, and their mom had titties out to here. Oh my God. And so all the boys wanted them, and good God, it was a fight every day. It was a fucking fight every day. And the girls, they're smart. They're not going to pick a winner and be like, I like him the best. They're going to let them fight it out. They're going to be a little involved, but not enough to so they get to see them like in action. Because how fucking great are you going to feel? You're going to be like an empress. Like, they're doing that for me. Like, you're going to be doing it. So anyway, that is actually the only thing I've ever seen from people. Everybody. A guy's your friend if he's scared of you. A guy's your friend if he thinks you have something he wants. The moment he has it, the moment he has you in a box called I can handle him, he's going to betray you and put you down and take away all your right to be who you are. And it is a shark pile going up to the top. That's what everybody's doing. They're constantly disqualifying each other. Their praise is fake. Their humiliations are easily given for nothing. People will publicly accuse others of doing exactly what they're doing, but they won't say that, and they'll get all as angry as the day is long about it. So, it's Snake O'Clock. I mean, the Genital Mutilation Club was about loving you. No, it's about adultery. The whole Bible, multiple parts of it. Okay, if it's written by a man, obviously, it talks about being straight in marriage way too often. And it talks about, it hates things that doesn't make any sense. Like, they cut a piece of your dick off so it's more sensitive, and then God glasses cities with big dicks. Like, you're like, what? Obviously, that was a man wrote that. But my dad was bowed head, and in a way, like, here's the truth. There are men who are cucks, men who, like, do not have literally the biggest dick, which is a selection criteria these days. People are just going, that's all I want, big as I can get. Anyway. There are people who willingly become Christian because it gives them a cover. It gives them a condemnation point for the people that are their rivals. And I just saw nothing but, like, the pettiest shit ever from everybody, I could go on. I got nothing but trash on people. Like, I got a great story. I showed up to Basic, right? First day we had a work detail. We were like half black people, half white people. Literally all the black people, I literally saw them looked at that, and then they turned around and left. They just the fuck appeared. And all the white people ended up doing all the work, yeah. What I saw, that's how they did it. So, it's stupid. If you don't think black people don't want to take over America, you're naive. They're just planning. They're like, no, it's fucking Black California now. No, it's not. You still got to dominate. It's so weird. I don't know the political situation that well in California, but yeah. I did see some really racist ass shit go down though on the pier. This black kid was sitting down and this cop got out. He's like, "Were you the kid who was naked in the shower?" I mean, I heard you. It's all right, sex crimes, right? The white cop's mad at the black kid because the black kid is hanging out in his space where he wants to meet girls, and the black kid might have a big dick. So he makes up a story that the kid was being inappropriately in a shower to throw the kid out of there and put down some offense. That's like what it is. Like, and black dudes, they go around and fuck white women on purpose. They're like, it's revenge. It's revenge. It's a shitty fucking war. It's not, I mean, Earth is not, I have to say it because I'm doing this as history. This is what I've seen. I would be dishonest if I said anything else was going on but sex games. Sex games is it. Here's the thing, is as soon as material progression rewards sex games, that was very popular. Yeah, I'm sure there's some great chemist, engineer out there who's made a ton of amazing things, who's helped humanity in immeasurable ways. No, you know what? Yeah, the Christians always end up with ugly women because it's like, what woman's gonna sit in that? She's gonna think about what they're saying and then go like, I know people like that. Because now I've never interviewed a woman about this subject because they don't talk about it because they're in the middle of it. They're literally in the middle of it. I literally don't trust their opinion about it because it's almost like it's too it's too much. I'm too much involved that they wouldn't tell me directly. But I know, I know. You think sexy woman was invented for you? Nah, your ancestors figured that out. It's a total gasp. Like the whole like mating process. You don't know it, but it exists because it's millions of years old. It's something that it's the only thing on people's minds because just like food is a material desire that will drive people to madness. So is sex. And that's a fact. That's been a fact in my age. All the rivalries, all the wars. Putin started a war and he's happy letting Russia lose a little bit so he has more young men die. Also, he can have a better chance at women. The church makes beauty wrong and pleasure wrong because it's going to control your mind. The whole thing is a trap. Like, it gives a world history that's 6,000 years old because it tells you a literal lineage of how old each person was and who had who since the beginning of time. And so this one wise guy yesterday was like, the Bible never says the earth is 6,000 years old. Yeah, that's a technicality, but the Bible does say the earth is 6,000 years old because if you add up the time all the events happened, it goes back to then. There was no parentheses. These people were living millions of years in a secret time capsule, and even then, who would believe that? So the fact that the Bible says you have to cut a piece of your kid's dick off and then he's going to hell, like, it's really egregious that was my society. That was the society I grew up in. That's who my parents were. That's who my neighbors were. That's who my government was. And now that I look at it, like, I'm pretty smart. You should see my art. If my art looks like scribbles to you, you're just literally not intelligent enough to get it. Um, and to look at it the way everything works, it's totally just a leash. The whole thing's designed to be a giant leash around everybody based in a word cult. It's based in a word cult. So that's why in the beginning is the word has to happen. That's how I'm immune to occult magic. Words are spells, yeah, to a certain degree, but if you're beyond them, if you're the master of where language came from, then you'll never be gotten by any magic or lie ever again either. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's all pretty much trash. It is like it's like they want to dress it up as nice, but that's literally like, you know what I mean? Like there's like all hell over here, but right here is like a happy picture of like a little cartoon gummy trying to sell the fucking product. Oh, capitalism works. Yeah, right. Like what like most of the businesses that get started fail. Yeah, it's just capitalism is just evolution in action, I guess. But no, it was designed to yeah, it's who knows? Who even cares? They don't know what they're doing. They have no idea. Every time humans have guessed what's happening, they've been wrong, pretty much. Reincarnation was way too old of an Earth. I heard something. There was an article, one that James Webb, like maybe a week after that, with the universe that they found. As soon as they turned it on, they found the universe didn't have the layer of background radiation they thought it would have, which is reassuring because all those I'm calling out black holes too. Black holes are mad hella sus. I mean, it's like in my time, I have been outwardly publicly decried, and put down for saying this. But number one, Mars. They're like, why is Mars red? I was in trivia night and I lost trivia because I stood my gumption. I said Mars isn't red. It's a cultural misunderstanding. Mars is brown. And what happened is she said, no, you're wrong, and I failed trivia. Well, I knew I was right. Anyway, early photos of Mars came out. The stammering elite, the It's All About Me club. God, they're so loud. They terrify everybody. Anyway, early photos of the Martian landers come out, and they're brown. It looks like brownish soil. They delete those. I literally saw them get deleted. And then they re-release them like 2 hours later, colored red. All right. Now, I know your whole society is a lie. Like I've been repeating, it might be wrong. If the Native Americans are not Asian colonizers, my apologies to all of you. That was wrong. I was being told DNA evidence. I was being told year after year, new study, 2017, 2012, there's all these studies over and over. They take all the native populations and test their DNA and they go, these have Asiatic origin. They came over from Asia, which isn't like offensive. It doesn't mean we get to be jerks to you. I still defend your right to live wherever you want and stuff like that, but it certainly does change the Native American claim. It changes the native attitude that this was their ancestral home. They evolved here. That's not true. They followed animals is what it was. Yeah, they were horse lords, right? And who knows who else? There could be some crazy voyage from someone who just knows what he's doing and he could make it here, right? So anyway, yeah. The history we were told just isn't real. The religion wasn't real. And believe me, before you think I'm on the side of it, this thing touched my dick with a knife. It permanently altered my body. I fucking hate the establishment. I hate the establishment like I would pull their teeth out and feed it to them. Like, I hate them that much. Like, they are not my friend, and I will never fucking like them ever. But, I look at everyone else like all the victims, too, are just as shitty. You have the victims of the Holocaust, the fucking Jews. Yeah, the Nazis were bad. This is the human hypocrisy wheel, right? Hitler supported an Aryan people. Now, I have not read Hitler's words in German. I'm dealing with American translations, so it's got our attitude all over it. But I never heard a word Hitler said in German. I don't know what he was about. Anyway, he's got he's promoting an Aryan blue-eyed blonde people. He's got brown eyes and brown hair, and he's killing disabled people. He has numerous disabilities. Like, yeah, Hitler was like, you put him in charge? He was just a vehicle for the hatred. I really think that the most genius a leader can be is to look like his usurper. He doesn't know his usurper's coming, and to trick his usurper into serving him to get close to him. I think that's definitely like one of the wisest things that could be done as a capricious leader in a very Machiavellian sense. I mean, this place was not made by God. You have to eat to live. This place is a continuation of Single Cell World. You should watch the Microcosm series because it shows what single cells are up to, and it's just barbaric, harsh bullshit. It's really, there's venom, eaters, the only contact you'll have ever is with a mate, and that's pretty much how this place is. It's just, our family's really designed that everyone can sit together in the living room singing Kumbaya, or is that the delusion? Is that pushed on us by a love society, right? God is love. No, he isn't. You want to distract young men. That's all it is. You just want to get in there in the sex control. God is not love. There's nothing loving about. The character God was made up by a book that gave a fake world history. God does not exist. God does not exist. That was a word, and history will prove this. I've used that word God until recently, and it was so hard to give up. It was the biggest terrifying boogeyman, because anytime your dad beat you, anytime something bad happened to you, including circumcision, it was that guy, and you can't see him, right? He's omnipotent, and he has anger towards certain people. Like, you'll shake all the time, and then he goes, be still and know that I am God. The funniest thing about be still and know that I am God is that it created this great stillness fetch quest, is that all the Greek philosophers, all these guys committed a huge grave sin, and they said that stillness is in nature. That it's basically this idea that you go out, sit in a lotus in a kumbaya pedestal, and some event happens to you which changes your nature, and that's a complete hoax. That is a complete hoax. There is no stillness in nature because the planet is turning and lurching. They thought it was a plate. They thought it was a plate with a firm ground. And my own grandpa got me when I was a kid. It's a gotcha. It's a gotcha. They go, oh, stay still. Why'd you move? Oh, that's not good, right? They make something you can't help. The original sin, that's what the Bible's all about. The Bible's a mean hoax. It's not true. All right, original sin says you're wrong from the get-go. In fact, you're going to hell. Anything I want to do to you is now on the table. This person is fucked up, right? That is so shitty. So yeah, I'm totally anti-Christian. Yeah, you want to burn down all the Catholic churches? Good. I wouldn't say burn them down with the Catholics inside, but they would enjoy the suffering for Jesus, I think. It would definitely be a sight to behold. They definitely aren't living for anything good. They definitely don't enjoy their lives. Like, they've been invaded by a parasite. Words, like English is a slave's language. Everything is precise. We all have to share. We're all I. We all use me. The personal pronoun is the same for everybody. If we go into the cosmos, will there only be personal pronouns? Is the sameness the foundation of otherness? You know what I mean? Can't have another unless they're on the same plane. It'd be like seeing two characters in two different video games in the same spot. You have to merge them to make that happen. Something like that. Anyway. So I talked about a lot of disappointing philosophy, namely that people are just full of shit and fake. They're just not good. They're just not. They gotta eat. you know. And when you get it, like, I don't look at not one man with a woman and say, oh wow, he deserved her, what a great guy, because they're all backstabby fucking pile climbers. They're all fucking backstabby pile climbers. No man's figured out how to be cool without being a douche, and every man knows that being cool is just the douchiest strategy there is, because it's just another strat. It's just another strat. So anyway, yeah, to get the woman, you got to get the woman, and those guys are hostilely territorial. They will wreck and control a person to make them do what they want so that they can keep her, because they have to, because if you get your DNA on, you exist. And so, yeah, I've seen nothing but just like it is like there is no guy who has a girl I know that I don't secretly hate somehow. And I have just seen nothing but a readiness on his part to do it first. You know, and I grew up shocked about that. I was on the neighborhood growing up, right? All these fucking guys, it was a fucking constant war. And then you had like the traitors. You'd have people that go over and try to make friends, but as soon as they had an opening, they would fucking betray them. It's like animal nature. You have to fight it out. Like, do guys. And what's weird is when you decided to suppress it, you decided parasitically. Someone said murder is a problem, so I'm going to solve it by making everyone do what I said. You know, it's like you wouldn't. It's like a mom says to her child, "Hey, you should listen to me." Why? Well, if I told you not to stand in the fire, would you go stand in it? You know, what she's basically saying is, "Let me use your leash. Let me pull you around." That's all it is. The law, 100% at the end of it, philosophically, is about putting myself in your head so I dictate who you are. And it's done for as selfishness as it's done, because people are primarily just selfish. They're just selfish. If you don't breed and don't eat, you die. And so people have a lean forward attitude. I'm doing that first, and then everything else will work out. This And none of them are good. I mean, there's none of them that's risen to a point of holiness that they get to control the others scot free. They pretty much do it just when they realize that that's all the game is. Like subliminals. Subliminals have been on your TV for 80 years. Subliminals are broadcasted electromagnetically. They are literally controlling who you are. Like, I'm never the reason no fucking gorgeous girls show up at my campsite, except that one time it happened. 2 times it happened. It's because they're off on Pedo Island being corralled into some sort of mating circus. You know what I mean? So we stopped the Charlemagne and the Genghis Khan, yeah, because we're Christian and genital mutilators. It's serious. Like the Bible says, if you don't follow these rules I'm about to give you, I'm going to take the rest off. That's what the Bible says. So yeah, and people miss it. They go like, "What's that about?" No, that's where the author is showing his true colors. It's not God. God can make a baby born without a foreskin. God can make a person just fine, theoretically, who doesn't have those wills, but because he didn't know about evolution. He's like, why are people these cantankerous assholes who are all fucking selfish? No guy's a guy's friend. Trust me, if somebody gives you money, it's so they could talk about it later. If somebody does something good, it's all fake. It's just all fake. It's all fake. You gotta eat. It's the breeding games. We've been doing this millions of years. We are the offspring of exclusively the people who bred. Gay people don't breed. People who die don't breed. People who are, it's just like breeding. Breeding is the only thing that happened. We are the end of nothing but success. And because of that, when one Charlemagne says all the women are mine, right? What happens 3,000 years in the future when literally there's no human alive who isn't like Charlemagne? Well, yeah, we get all his good qualities and all his bad qualities. It is really funny. If one man's born, and I have just known, as a man to other men, like, they tell you got to listen to others, fake. That's not going to solve it, because we have an unreconcilable situation. I have to beat his ass to have my girl, and he's wrong thinking she's his. Do you understand the language I've used? Like, it is a straight up fight. It's a straight up fight all the time. And they don't want you to point it out because it's just, oh, you still have to come under the cushion of good at the end of the night, right? Just to be safe. They won't come for you if everyone likes you, so you'll be a little nice about it. Stab them in secret, right? Say a compliment that's not a compliment, right? I know that shit. Smarter than you think. Anyway.